So this is Jack Welch interviewing Will Drake on the 20th of December 2020 for the week 9 interview of this research. So thank you for agreeing to continue speaking to me now this afternoon. So like I said before, the interview should take around 20 minutes or so a bit lesser than so, but I will begin if you're happy for me to.
Yep.
So a lot has happened since we started this study. The UK went into a second national lockdown, cases of COVID-19 reached over 1 million, a vaccine has been developed and now distributed, and society has continued to change. So for our final week, I'm going to ask you not only to reflect on the last year, but to think about the future as well. So if you could travel back in time to January 2020 before the pandemic, what would you tell your past self?
I'd probably say to, one, you'd never guess what's going to happen. You would never guess what's going to happen. I'd probably say get a routine, get much more routine. Enjoy the first week or so, but get a routine because that will help your brain. The first lockdown I didn't, and it was not great. This time round I've been going on a lot more walks, being a lot more active, and I'd say focus more on that than giving yourself time to think.
Yeah, and what would if you wanted to know specifically?
What if I could say anything? Not to necessarily warn myself.
Yeah, what would if you wanted to know personally?
Right, okay. I would probably want to know if any of my family were affected, if any of just the people closest to me, any friends and family that were affected, if anything major, any major changes were going to happen for myself, for my mental health journey. Will I be getting the treatment that I need? No, okay, I need to make amendments for that then and be prepared for it.
Yeah. And
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'd like to know. I can't think, no. I don't think so.
Is there anything that you would tell other people?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of really that I would go and say to other people is about shopping. Do you know, when everyone went mad about toilet roll and shops were bare and things like that, I would go to other people and just be like, look, there's no need for it. Literally no need. Everyone just needs to look after themselves. These are the things that you need to do, and I would reiterate, right, this is what's going to happen. You need to do this. This is what will get us out of it. And if you don't, we'll go into another lockdown. Right, come on, guys. All those people down on the beach over summer, don't do it. I tell Bournemouth Beach to close completely. Shut it all off. Have it manned. No one is allowed down the beach. Yes, it's summer. Yes, it's annoying. But people's lives are at risk. Who cares about you going and have a fun day on the beach? I would go and tell all of those people who are doing all the wrong things, I'd go and say to them, right, this is the effect it's going to have, and this is the negative impact that it will have because of your actions. You need to rethink this.
Yeah. And my next question now is jumping forward to the future. So imagine it is 1 year from now in December 2021. What do you think the post-pandemic future will be like?
I think we're still going to be in it. I don't think we're going to be out of it. I don't think this is the last we've heard of it. I don't necessarily. I think if we go into a bigger lockdown, where everything gets locked down completely again for January and February, which is probably going to happen, I don't think we're going to be out of it and clear. And yes, there's a vaccine and everything, but we don't necessarily know that everyone's going to be able to get it. There's still a lot of unanswered questions. So I think in a year's time, I think we'll probably still be in or even on the tail end of it. I think it would be a bit naive to think that it will be over by then. And I think in a year's time, I think retail would have gone, like, completely. Because I think a lot of places are going to struggle. If we do go into multiple more lockdowns and stuff, I don't think businesses are going to be able to thrive at all. So I think a lot of things, like retail is going to shut down, and I think retail is going to turn into online only.
Yeah, so you don't think things will go back to the way they were before the pandemic?
No. I think we're a long, long way off from it going back to the way it was, because of all of the businesses and everything that had built themselves up. They've lost everything. So if a business was to go back onto the high street or something, they would have to either start from the bottom and work their way up again, or it would have to be a big company opening up extra stores. So, like, for instance, Tesco's, instead of having their home appliances in their stores, opening a home appliance store. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would be bigger companies branching out into smaller avenues.
Yeah. Thank you. And in the next year, there will probably be some challenges that come up. So what do you think will be your biggest personal challenge for 2021?
I think it's going to be my mental health. That's going to be my biggest challenge, because it's like I just want to get it sorted. I want to work through the issues that I have and do all of these things and try and get back to having some sort of normal life. I know it's not going to go back to the way it was before, but I can at least try and have some sort of normal life in the climate that we've got now, like where I can actually go to work and interact with other people. Fair enough, it might be distance and stuff, but at least I'll be talking to a lot more people than I am now.
Yeah. And what do you think the biggest challenge will be in your local area?
I think it's going to be, in my area there's quite a few care homes and stuff. I think, no, I don't know what my community would be challenged with. I think the retail is going to be the biggest one for the community. Because, in Southbourne, this little area of Reformer, there's a load of charity shops, there's restaurants, there's barbers, and things like that. So far, they've not, with the second lockdown, they've not had to close completely. So they have been able to still, get some money, and a lot of them are independent. Or, charity shops and coffee shops and things. So I think the biggest challenge is going to be for them to stay afloat.
Yeah, definitely. So, and lastly, what do you, on this question itself, what do you think will be biggest challenge nationally?
I think the biggest challenge nationally will be people who are against COVID. With money, money is just money. There's always ways around things. People, if it's really going to get that bad, everyone can be given a payment holiday and things like that. They're all numbers, they're all facts. People's attitudes and what they do is going to be the biggest challenge, because if you've already got people going against the grain, if we're going to go into another lockdown now, people are already sitting there going, I'm not going to do that. Whereas the first one, everyone went into it and was just this is a worrying time and things like that. But because we've had all that time, say we go into another lockdown now, say we go into another lockdown in 6 months' time, we come out in 3 months, we go in another 3 months after, people are going to be less likely to actually do the things that are needed to stop the virus from spreading.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for the nation, is to actually get ourselves out of it, or the people who want to get out of it, us getting out of it without the others bringing us down. And
do you think that might come out in terms of the vaccine, or people's concerns about being vaccinated?
What was that, sorry?
That might come out in concerns of people being vaccinated, or
those
who have...
Yeah, that too. With the vaccine and stuff, because some people, there are obviously people in the world who don't believe in vaccines. And so that's going to be brought into it, and it's all just going to get very political, which is always worrying, because politics always ruin things.
Yeah, definitely. And we can all list lots of things we'd like to improve